Good afternoon, everyone. As you've heard, my name is Michael Cherutich.
But it's working?
It's already, it's okay. Just a brief presentation. As you've got to know, my names are Michael Cherutich, General Manager at TEMEC Machinery and Engineering Company Limited. This company is a wholly owned subsidiary of KTDA. I know if I talked about KTDA, you already know who KTDA is. So that is how we came into existence ourselves as TEMEC, TEMEC Machinery and Engineering Company, out of the wisdom of KTDA holding directors who formed this company about 9 years ago. The idea, before I go into the context of what I'm presenting, the idea for bringing up TEMEC Machinery and Engineering Company Limited was to address the challenges of engineering in the KTDA value chain. And you'll appreciate that as we move along. So as part of introduction to that, I don't want to go into the details of that because I was told what is it that we do to support the food security aspect in Kenya. And indeed, when I was thinking about that, we all know, and it has been introduced before, that we have a challenge even in Kenya. We very well know that we are food insecure. About 20% of the ASAL, as was said earlier, I think it talked even about 27%. But last year it was 20% from IPC snapshot record. So we are very well know that we are insecure. And therefore, what is the role now as we move forward that TEMEC is playing to ensure we are food secure in Kenya? We have already known, really, that there is a link between engineering and food. And I think that one, I don't need to dwell on it so much, because already it has been discussed in various, from yesterday up to today. But more importantly, within the value chain of the tea sector, we have challenges, and I remember in the morning, Engineer Kanui explained that you cannot talk about tractors only. It is actually the entire value chain that you need to look at when you are looking at a sector, for example, the tea. So I will just mention something small here, because as I go, we shall catch up on some of these things. I want you to look at plucking of tea, and I know some members earlier on talked about it, about mechanization. Tea, when you are plucking, you pluck 1 kilo at a rate of between 8 shillings and 17 shillings in some areas. And then the farmer is going to be paid about 21 shillings at the end of the month for 1 kilo. So if you look at that, using hand, the farmer is paid less than the plucker, if you look at it from that perspective, especially when one is being paid 70 shillings for 1 kilo of green leaf. 8 shillings might be better, but when it comes to 17 shillings, it becomes bad. So that is about 45% of the cost of harvesting alone, because you are now considering up to the time they are being paid the final payment. So that is huge, and that is where engineers now need to come in. And as TEMEC, you will appreciate what we are doing in that regard. Now, there is also another question that we were asking ourselves. And I remember Engineer Wambulwa challenged me at some point and asked me, is tea food? Then I was looking at it this way. If you take it and it is nutritional, and in fact it is medicinal in some cases, then it is food. And I was going also through some other literature that has been done elsewhere, and you realize that according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, a superfood, which is actually tea, superfood, is defined as food that is rich in compounds considered beneficial to a personal health. And indeed, that is tea. So tea is food. And that is why when we talk about food, tea plays a big role in this food security we are talking about. Indeed, that is even an explanation of how that came about. You see that tea falls under, out of these 7 groups, it falls under the drinks, and you see it has water and it has minerals. So it is actually food, just to confirm that. I don't want to explain that because already that has been described before, what is, food security. Now, the KTD experience in this regard now, I think I need to give you what I was talking about, the value chain, the tea value chain. TEMEC, as I said earlier, is a wholly owned subsidiary of KTDA Holdings. And you can see the farmer, who is a smallholder tea farmer, is actually the owner of the entire value chain, if you look at that organogram there. Now, KTDA has formed 8 subsidiaries. And this is to address the various value chain challenges and gaps. We have the managing agent, which is KTDA MS. We have chai trading, which trades in tea. I will not explain the details of that, but if there will be any question that will come along, I'll try to explain at that time. We have Ketepa, which is also another KTDA subsidiary. We have Greenland Feather, which addresses the issue of financing of farmers. We have KTDA Power, which generates power for the tea factories. We have Majani to address the issue of insurances. Tea Machinery now comes there to address the issue of machines. And KTDA Foundation, of course, this one is just a CSR. So those are the details of what each and every subsidiary does, and I don't want to go through that because of time. Of course, we know where the tea is domiciled in Kenya, mainly in the highlands, and that is how it is distributed. You can see where it is green. That is where we have tea in Kenya, ranging from Mount Kenya to Mount Elgon and part of Rift Valley. Now, look at that. There is a lot of room to assist the farmer to achieve much more than what they are getting. As of today, when farmers of tea sell tea, they earn 71 to 73% of the income after tea has been sold in Mombasa auction. So I know there are other companies who are doing better than the others. You can see 71 to 73, meaning others are not doing well, others are doing well. And this is the room where we can now play a big role from an engineering perspective to assist the farmers earn more. That one is, the 71 to 73% is not including the farm management, where you're talking about plucking, weeding, fertilizer application, and all that. It is not. It is only within the factory. So that is why we were talking about the value chain. We are talking about the farm management, talk about the factory management, and talk about the outlets, the sales of the tea also. So 71 to 73% is what a farmer earns at the end of manufacturing and sales. So briefly, I will tell you how TEMEC was formed, and I think I'll go faster there now because I've generally explained what we do. The main objective basically was moderation of prices and control of quality of machines, because I recall when the TEMEC was started 9 years ago, the prices of some goods, a belt, for example, for a CFU, fermentation unit, was costing about 900,000. When we came in as Tea Machinery, we could deal with the belts and we reduced the price by 50%. 50%. So the price, for example, if it was 900, we came down to 425. And now I can see even the price is coming down, and we are helping the farmer now to be paid more to enjoy the farming. So at the end of the day, Just give me about 5 minutes, I'll finish. Yeah, so that is what we do. That is TEMEC in Nairobi. Just to appreciate, we are in industrial area, Kampala Road, and we do all the machines that are required by the tea factory, except boilers that we don't do currently. So that is our workshop. We have a mission statement and the vision. We want to be the leading in manufacturing of tea and sale of tea machinery. We have core values. Now, I was talking about the plucking of tea now. You can see that is a machine which is battery operated, which we have worked with our partner in India, who we have developed that battery operated machine. That one uses batteries, it doesn't use electricity. So a farmer can go to the farm, charges this, and uses it for about 8 hours. We have also this other one. This is from Japan. We were just getting it for middle scale farmers. Those are the things we do. We do weigh bridges. We do automated withering machines. We do continuous fermenting machines. We do dryers also. We do sorting machines. We do lifting platforms. And that is another thing, again, we are doing for the farmers. So we have partnered with some factories to develop that for wood splitting. And there are a lot of benefits arising from our own understanding of the tea industry. So that is another machine we have developed recently and for green tea. We work also with other partners in engineering to develop bearings. So those are the things we do. And in essence, if you look at that, those are the savings that when we came in, we are saving up to 57% in some products. And the idea here is we want to incentivize the farmer to enjoy the returns on what he has planted and sold. So at the end of the day, you reduce the cost in manufacturing, you reduce the cost in farm management, and again, chai trading, for example, assists in giving better returns at this trading in Mombasa. That is the idea of KTDA. So future outlook, I want us to partner together. And as TEMEC, we would want to move in future even outside the tea and move into farming community generally, like talk about maize, talk about sugar, and those are the areas we are looking at because we have equipment to manufacture machines. That is in conclusion. You can read for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.